I just wanted to try this one more time today. I keep I talk a blue streak, I yammer, I go over 10 minutes. I'm not much in the way of a professional influencer, right? I don't really know how to edit. Somebody please teach me. I don't really, I just get on here and say what I say, and I tend to babble, okay? But I think it's really important today to just say, to try to do this much more succinctly. Here's the deal. I support BIPOC people. I support women. I support the underdog. I am a civil rights lawyer. I have been aware since I was a child that racism's a thing, sexism's a thing. You don't have to actually pay attention to all of the murders of unarmed black motorists. You don't have to pay attention to the composition of the demographic incarceration in our justice system. You don't have to really pay too close attention to all of the facets of who holds the reins in our society in this unregulated capitalist world that we live in. And it's not people of color, it's not brown and black folk, it sure is hell ain't women. So as an employment lawyer, I want to say this again. I support CoinCot because it is BIPOC creators on this platform who know that they've been diminished and suppressed, and I believe them. I do not think it's in their head. So whatever else is going on, let's not give or get money for this week to raise awareness. It's sort of like our collective Rosa Parks moment. We ain't all going to the back of this collective TikTok bus. And that's how the civil rights movement, one of the reasons, one of the catalysts for its beginnings, and we're still in a very dire situation today. All kinds of oppression and injustice. What I want to tell you is, in addition to CoinCot, there are the way that we can protest our treatment as BIPOC employees, as LGBTQ plus employees, as women, the country's largest minority that are second-class citizens in many ways. We still don't have an equal rights amendment, goddess. Can you imagine? And I know this because I've been litigating these cases for decades. Women get paid less than men. Brown and black women get paid less than white women. All get paid less than white non-Hispanic men. Pregnancy discrimination is thoroughly alive and well. Maternity leave violations, inadequate maternity leave, lactation violations, the motherhood penalty, the mommy track, the maternal wall bias. All these things are happening in our workplaces. So here's what you need to know. If, just like the creators on TikTok now, the BIPOC creators are saying, basta, no more line in the sand time, just for a week, we need to be heard, it's outrageous. Pay attention and tell us what's going on. We're not even ascribing intent. We're just saying, take a look at this. It's happening. And it ain't a coincidence, and it's not in our heads. When you're an employee and you feel you're being treated differently, it's also called disparate treatment. It's also called discrimination. And it's illegal under federal law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, race, color, sex, national origin, the age discrimination statutes if you're over 40, the Americans with Disability Act Amendments Act of 2008 for people living with disabilities who are treated differently, and for women, again, under Title VII, the Civil Rights Act, the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act. There are a number of laws that protect, but companies, corporations, profit-centered, profits over people companies still mess up every day. Some of this is dyed in the wool. Some of this is on a cellular level. We're systemically racist and sexist and transphobic, etc. So if you're feeling discriminated against in the workplace and you want to quit, before you quit, think about this. Don't quit unless you have a better job waiting for you and you want to tell your boss where to get off and ride off into the sunset, take a vacation, and start your better job. Terrific. But many people don't. They're just, I got to get out. I got to leave. But they're just throwing themselves on their own sword. They're going to be unemployed. They won't collect unemployment benefits. In every state, when you quit, you're toast. So don't. And here's how you can have your cake and eat it too. You feel like you're being treated differently, and I believe that you are. Complain about it to your company. It's a civil rights violation. It's protected activity. When you write to your company's HR, yeah, the HR is not on your side. No way. They're company men, but they have an obligation. They learned this in HR 101. They must investigate your protected civil rights complaint. Yeah, that's what it is. And here's the kicker. Let's assume there isn't smoking gun evidence that you are being treated differently, because if you are being treated differently or paid less or harassed, or you have a dick pic from your male boss and you show it to them and they go, oh my God, we're going to fire him. Great. If they fire him, that's appropriate corrective action. Well, then they've hooked you up, presumably, as long as they don't subject you to backlash on the heels of your protected civil rights complaint. That's illegal retaliation. If they do subject you to illegal retaliation, or if things get worse after you complain, even just because they have to tell, like they'll tell your boss, because they sort of have to, and then your boss is like, hey, you better grow eyes in the back of your head now, sister. I'm watching you. You complain about me? If you don't cross every T and dot every I, I'm gunning for you. Well, that's all retaliatory. It's illegal, and then you'll be documenting that. What does it do? At the end of the day, if this marriage can't be saved between you and the employer, you don't want it to be, it's outrageous, it's hostile, you're emotionally distraught, your hair is starting to fall out, you're losing sleep, put it in writing to your company. The company then has to investigate it, as I said, and launch corrective action. But even if the company says, we don't think it rises to the level of discrimination under the law, so sorry, get back to work, it may seem like they're poo-pooing it. They may be that they are, but that doesn't mean that you're not now protected. That complaint was prophylactic. That complaint will allow you to complain again. Is there more retaliation? And if the company wants to terminate you, they're going to think twice, and they're going to pay you. They're going to offer you more money as severance that they would have otherwise had to. Why? Because they realize it smells bad, the optics suck, and they don't want to be sued for retaliation, because even when, let's just say a woman complains of race discrimination or sexual harassment, but there's no proof. It's a she said, they said, she said, he said, and they say, sorry, no proof. Okay, no proof. But if they, and then of course you might not ever be able to prove that, except if they fire you a week later, the firing is retaliatory backlash that's occurring on the heels of your protected civil rights complaint, and that is provable. So your company would likely pay you severance to get you to leave their employ and sign a release and then ride off into the sunset, and allow you to collect unemployment benefits, agree to that, even though you're not being terminated, agree to a neutral reference that you could live with, etc. Right? So if you're looking to hold your employer accountable and to get as much money as the market will bear, if you have to get a divorce from them, you're teaching them a lesson, you're getting terms that work for you, right? It's good for your head. It's good for others who come after you. This is how laws change, just like on TikTok. Things may hopefully change when enough of us stand up and say, enough, right? CoinCot, don't quit. LGBTQ, right? Equal rights. All of these things matter. So again, I'm an attorney. I'm not your attorney, but I'm giving you these pro tips for you to take under advisement. If you're in New York, you could reach out to me. Wherever jurisdiction you're in, you should talk to an employment lawyer, a plaintiff side, an employee rights person like me, if you're going through these issues to get some practical advice and hookups.